A fresh ceasefire was signed between Sudan's warring parties on Saturday, an agreement brokered by the US and Saudi Arabia. Humanitarian flights are to begin Tuesday or Wednesday. This will be the test of whether the new deal is worth the paper it is written on. Previous ceasefire agreements have been ignored. Civilians in Sudan have very little faith in such declarations. The U.S. State Department announcement recognized this lack of trust. It is well known that the parties have previously announced ceasefires that have not been observed. Unlike previous ceasefires, the agreement reached in Jeddah was signed by the parties and will be supported by a U.S., Saudi, and international supported ceasefire monitoring mechanism. In the new document, the Army has agreed to stop aerial bombings. If this did happen, it would mark a huge change in tactics and eliminate one of the great dangers for people on the ground. Unfortunately, these talks have not achieved steps toward an eventual political settlement of the conflict, as reflected in the statement from Washington. The Jeddah talks have focused on a short-term ceasefire to facilitate humanitarian assistance and restoration of essential services. They are not a political process and should not be perceived as one. We anticipate that subsequent talks in Jeddah will address steps needed to reach a permanent cessation of hostilities. We look forward to leadership by Sudanese civilian stakeholders with the support of the regional and international community on a political process to resume a democratic transition and form a civilian government. The American statement supporting a democratic future for Sudan has drawn much attention. Many have criticized Washington, saying the U.S. would like to see the army in power. The conflict would seem bad news for those who would like to see a civilian government, however. It seems unlikely that after expending so much energy fighting each other, that either side will accept a minor role in government. ADN TV will continue to report on political and security developments across Africa.